Hi children, good morning. I hope all are good. Stay home, stay safe. My name is Ram Lakshmi. I am working as biological science teacher, KGBV Chidikada, Visakhapatnam district. Today we are going to discuss about story of microorganisms. Children, do you know what are microorganisms? We can see several organisms in our surroundings, but we cannot see many of them with our unaided eyes. They can be seen only with the help of a microscope. They are called microorganisms. Let us see the examples of microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, algae, protista. Viruses are also seen under microscope, but they do not come under microorganisms because they are generally regarded as non-living. Mycoplasma is the smallest microorganism. Thiomargata namibiensis is biggest microorganism. Microorganisms are present everywhere. They are found in air, water, soil, within the bodies of animals and plants and over the surface as well. Some microorganisms are very useful and help us in many ways, while some of them are harmful. In this section, we will study about how microorganisms help us and how they harm us. Useful microorganisms. Some microorganisms are very useful to our everyday life. For example, in making of curd and preparation of idli, dosa, bread and cake. Some microorganisms are also useful in the preparation of medicines required to cure different diseases. Some of them are farmer friendly as they increase soil fertility. Let us see how microbes are useful in preparing curd. Take some lukewarm milk into small bowls. Add a few drops of buttermilk or little curd in one of the bowls. In the second bowl, do not add anything. Keep the two bowls in a warm place and observe the milk in the bowls after 5 to 6 hours. Curd or buttermilk contains bacterium named Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus converts the milk into curd. Process of fermentation. Take 100 grams of maida in a bowl. Add 1 or 2 spoons of yeast powder. Add some water and knead to make dough. Keep the dough in a warm place. Observe the dough after 3 to 4 hours. You might have observed your mother preparing fermented foods like idli and dosa. What will be the reason for preparing idli and dosa dough one day before? When yeast is added to the dough for preparing bread, the dough rises. This is due to the production of carbon dioxide gas during the process of fermentation. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough, increase its volume and make it spongy in nature. Commercial use of microorganisms. Take some water in 2 separate beakers. Add 5 to 10 spoons of sugar to each beaker. Then add 2 to 3 spoons of yeast to one of the bowls only. Close both the bowls with lids and keep them in a warm place. After 3 to 4 hours, remove the lids and smell the contents. This is the characteristic smell of alcohol. Sugars are converted into alcohol by yeast. This process of conversion of sugars into alcohol is known as fermentation. This process is used on a large scale in the production of alcohol, wine, beer, and acetic acid. Yeast is grown in natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice, and crushed fruit juices like grapes. Molasses produced in sugar industry is used in the preparation of ethyl alcohol by adding yeast for fermentation process. Medicinal use of microorganisms. Sometimes when we fall ill, get injured, or need to undergo an operation, doctors prescribe some medicines that kill the bacteria involved. Such medicines are called as antibiotics. These antibiotics are produced by growing specific microorganisms. Nowadays, a number of antibiotics like penicillin, tetracycline, streptomycin, and erythromycin are being produced. Antibiotics help in curing many bacterial diseases like typhoid, gonorrhea, and prevent infections like septicemia. Antibiotics are also used to control the bacterial diseases in plants and animals. Do you know this? We must use antibiotics prescribed by qualified doctor. If you use antibiotics without consulting a qualified doctor, it may harm you. Unnecessary use of antibiotics affects blood cells which fight infections. Sometimes they may kill useful bacteria too in our intestine, and this increases the resistance towards antibiotics. Excess use of antibiotics weakens the body. The story of discovery of the antibiotic penicillin. Dr. Alexander Fleming was an army doctor in First World War. He observed that many injured soldiers died because of bacterial infection of wounds. He was working on antibiotics in his lab. One day he nearly observed that some fungi were preventing the growth of bacteria in the petri dish in which he was growing bacterial colonies. He separated the substances released by the fungus and tested it on some other disease-causing bacteria. This substance also killed many other disease-causing bacteria. The mold or fungus separated was identified as Penicillium notatum. The substance which was produced by the fungus Penicillium is named as penicillin. Substances that killed bacteria were generally named as antibiotics by Dr. Fleming. The discovery of the antibiotic penicillin was announced in 1929. In 1945, Dr. Alexander Fleming was awarded the Nobel Prize along with other scientists, Dr. Howard Florey and Dr. Ernest B. Chain. The discovery of penicillin paved the way to the discovery of many antibiotics like streptomycin, erythromycin, etc. Can our body prevent the diseases without using antibiotics? Do you know this? Inventor of Ariomycin. This is the picture of Dr. Yellapragada Subbarao. He was born in West Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh state, India. He discovered Ariomycin tetracycline, which cures number of bacterial diseases like typhoid, plague. Doctors prescribe medicines in the form of tablets syrups, injections, etc. to have a control on diseases. We are often protected against certain other diseases by vaccination. This protects us from getting the diseases over a long period of time. You may have heard that children below 5 years must take polio drops. Why are polio drops given to children? What is the purpose of polio drops? It provides protection against polio virus. Were you given polio drops when you were a child? Do you know about Pulse Polio program? Our national objective is to make polio-free society. What do they do in this program? You know that polio is a dangerous disease. Whenever a disease-causing microorganism enter our body, the body produces some defenders to fight against them. These are called antibodies. Antibodies fight the disease-causing microorganisms. When a vaccine is given contains weak microorganisms, our body learns to fight them by producing antibodies. Whenever danger comes, when the disease-causing microorganisms enter in our body, the already present antibodies fight and eliminate them, and the disease is controlled. The weakened disease-causing microorganisms which are injected into our bodies are called as vaccines. Polio vaccine is given in the form of oral drops which prevents polio in children, while many other vaccines are injected to prevent diseases like smallpox, chickenpox, hepatitis, tuberculosis. Now we know about several vaccines which protect us against several diseases causing microorganisms. But vaccines were not known even 300 years ago. It was only after many experiments conducted several scientists in 18th century help us to get them. The most remarkable of such experiments was that conducted Dr. Edward Jenner in 1796 that gave us the first vaccine against a disease caused in human. Nowadays, vaccines are made on a large scale from microorganisms to protect human and other animals from several diseases. Do you know this, children? Dr. Jonas Salk discovered vaccine for polio in 1952. He wanted to distribute it freely to everyone, so he never patented his polio vaccine. Dr. Albert Sabin discovered oral polio vaccine in 1957. Vaccine for rabies was discovered by Louis Pasteur. Rabies-causing virus enters into our body through dog bite, only if the dog also has the same infection. Story of discovery of smallpox vaccine. The decision of Dr. Edward Jenner to set up his medical practice in countryyard, that is in a village, which saved mankind by eradicating some diseases after the discovery of vaccines. He nearly observed that the milkmaids who developed cowpox, a less serious disease, did not develop the deadly smallpox. He thought they are developing immunity, which is preventing smallpox, a very dangerous disease wiping out millions of people in those days. In 1796, Jenner took the fluid from a cowpox, who still on a dairy maid's hand, and in inoculated a 80 years old boy with his parents' permission. 6 weeks later, he exposed the boy to smallpox, and the boy did not develop any symptoms of smallpox. This invention of smallpox vaccine saved millions of people from deadly disease. This provides the way for the discovery of number of vaccines, which prevents us from harmful diseases. The word vaccine comes from vaka, which means cow. Soil microorganisms in soil fertility. About 78% of air around us is nitrogen gas. Plants need it mainly for synthesizing proteins, but they cannot make it from the atmosphere directly. Microorganisms like Rhizobium, Nostoc, Anabaena, Azotobacter, etc. help to provide this essential element to the plants by fixing them from atmosphere to from certain compounds that they release into the soil that can be taken up by plants. Do you know this? What is Bt? Bt means Bacillus thuringiensis, is the name of a bacterium. It produces a toxin which kills pests on plants or crops. The bacterium is used as biopesticide. In transgenic crop plant, this toxin producing gene was separated from the bacterium and transferred into the crop plants, so this can protect it from pests. For example, Bt cotton. Now let us discuss harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms that are harmful to us. Microorganisms can cause diseases in crop plants, livestock, in human beings. They also spoil food, clothes, and many other things. Diseases causing microorganisms in human beings. Recall that microorganisms are present everywhere in our surroundings. Microorganisms which cause diseases are called as pathogens. Pathogens enter into our body through air we breathe, water we drink, and food we eat. They can also be transmitted by direct contact with infected person or carried through animals or insects. Might have observed some of your family members or friends getting cold and cough. With the sudden change of weather, when we infected person sneeze or cough, the pathogens enter into air from such infected persons. When these air-containing pathogens enter into the body of healthy person may cause cold. This type of diseases which spread from infected people to healthy ones are known as communicable diseases. They spread through air, water, food, or through physical contact with infected person, or through insects like houseflies, mosquitoes, common cold, conjunctivitis, typhoid, smallpox, chickenpox, swine flu, tuberculosis, chikungunya are some of the communicable diseases. Some insects and animals carry disease-causing microorganisms. They are called as vectors. The microorganism Plasmodium causes malaria. The female Anopheles mosquito carries Plasmodium, and thus it is the vector. Mosquitoes are vectors for other diseases as well. By controlling mosquitoes, we can prevent disease caused by them. Mosquitoes breed in stagnant water. We should be careful by not collecting water anywhere in our surroundings, including leftover waste pots, waste flowers, pots, tires, bowls. Houseflies also carry disease-causing microorganisms and spread the diseases like typhoid, cholera, etc. When they sit on garbage, excreta of infected person or animals, pathogens stick to their bodies. When these flies sit again on a uncovered food, they transfer the disease-causing bacteria into the food. Whoever eats the food may have chance to get these diseases. So we must avoid taking uncovered food. We must always cover the food. Houseflies breed on garbage. We can control houseflies by keeping our surroundings clean. Disease-causing microorganisms in animals. Some animals are anthrax, mainly in cattle. Foot-mouth disease, viral disease in prawns, foulpox, bird flu in poultry, rabies in dogs. Disease-causing microorganisms in plants. Microorganisms also cause diseases in plants. Diseases in our crop plants are studied to save our crops. Let us discuss pasteurization. Another method of preservation is pasteurization. You have heard this word written on some milk packets. In this process, milk is heated up to 72 degrees for 15 to 30 minutes and then chilled and stored. This prevents the growth of most microorganisms. This process was discovered by Louis Pasteur. So this method is known as pasteurization. Louis Pasteur was born in village of France in 1822. He was painter. He wanted to become a teacher. He was interested in mathematics, physics and chemistry, and he became a researcher. He was doing his research in crystals. In those days, the wine industry of France was in trouble with spoilage of preserved wine. They approached Pasteur. Pasteur studied the problems and hypothesized that microorganisms may be the cause of wine spoilage. He thought that these microorganisms can be controlled by heat. This led to the invention of pasteurization. He proposed the germ theory of diseases. Microorganism causes diseases. He also invented vaccine for rabies. He studied and conquered anthrax by inventing the anthrax vaccine. He studied several other conditions of diseases in human and animals and showed how to control them. He had saved the silk industry of Germany and France by controlling microbial diseases caused to the silk moth. Lazarus Spallanzani is the first person to prove experimentally that microorganisms could be killed by boiling in 1968. Storage and packing. Nowadays, dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in sealed and airtight packets, which prevents the entry of microbes from outside. Preservation of food helps us in following ways. This prevents spoilage of food. Food can be preserved for longer period. Quality of food is ensured for a long time. Variety of food items may be available in far away place in any season. Can you name different fruits imported from outside of the state? Invention of pasteurization led to the invention of sterilization process. In this process, microbes are killed. The materials are kept in sterilization chamber and are heated up to very high temperature for up to 30 minutes. During operations, surgeons use only sterilized instruments and other sterilized material, which avoiding getting infected. Nitrogen fixation. Take root nodules of any pulse or leguminous plants, crush on a slide, put a drop of water or any oil on it and observe under microscope. We have learned about Rhizobium bacterium previously. Rhizobium is present in the root nodules of many leguminous plants such as beans and peas. The bacterium Rhizobium takes nitrogen from atmosphere and fixes on the roots of plant. Plant gives shelter to the bacterium. Thus both help each other. This relationship is known as symbiosis. Think how does growing pulse crops helps in increasing soil fertility. Children, in this lesson, how microorganisms are useful and harmful we have learned. I hope everyone understood. Thank you.